The Salvo 12 from Silencer Co. is the first readily available 12-gauge shotgun suppressor. It's made out of 7075 T6 aluminum and 17-4 stainless steel with a hard coat anodized finish. It ships in the 12-inch configuration but can be changed over to 10 inches, 8 inches, or 6 inches. The 12-inch configuration weighs in at 34.5 ounces and the 6-inch at 21 ounces. It is user serviceable and does have a lifetime warranty. With the technical specifications out of the way, we can go ahead and look at how the Salvo 12 performed at the range. We had no malfunctions and there were no reliability issues. The mount held quite well. As far as how it handles, it does add weight to the end of the shotgun, however it's not too bad. The only time I actually noticed the weight was when I was trying to manipulate the weapon with one hand. As far as noise reduction goes, it's pretty impressive. In the 12-inch configuration, it reduced the noise by an average of 21 decibels or so. In the 6-inch configuration, it reduced it by about 6 decibels. For a point of reference, the 21 decibel reduction brought the shotgun down to just quieter than your average .22 long rifle. If you're curious on seeing a more detailed video going over different configurations and different shell types and how they act with audio levels, there's a link at the bottom of the video now that you can go ahead and click on. Installation of the Salvo 12 is actually quite simple. You'll need to get a choke mount for the correct type of shotgun you want to install the Salvo on. Put that in the end of the barrel and go ahead and hand tighten it down. Once it's hand tightened down, take the provided wrench and set the side of the wrench inside the notches at the end of the choke mount to torque it down the rest of the way. You'll then take your suppressor and set it over the end of the choke mount. Once it's on there, tighten down the choke ring against the suppressor body. You'll get it hand tight to make sure it's lined up correctly, and once you've got it lined up, then again take the provided wrench to tighten it down the rest of the way. It's actually quite easier than some centerfire cans because you don't have to worry about installing a flash hider or go through the hassle of timing a muzzle brake correctly. For disassembly and cleaning, you'll need a 5/32 Allen wrench. If you're going to reconfigure the Salvo to a different length, you'll also need the appropriate rod kit. On the back of the suppressor, you'll see the 2 Allen bolts. Go ahead and loosen those up. Do keep in mind that Silencer Co. recommends cleaning the Salvo 12 once every 1,200 rounds or so, so if the suppressor is really dirty, this can be difficult, as well as removing the internal rods, and the baffles can kind of stick together. When you've got those loosened up, pull the threaded rods out. If you want to save time or do additional cleaning or reconfiguration, you can also remove the bolts from the threaded rods at this time. Be careful not to knock it over. It will mostly stay together, but can kind of slide apart or have the front end cap pull off. At this point, remove the rear cap on the suppressor and pull out the internal rods. Be careful not to damage them. They are fairly sturdy, but if you bend them around, you can do some damage. Pull off the front of the suppressor and set it aside. The Salvo 12 alternates between half baffles and full baffles, so you want to keep them in the correct order. If you're reconfiguring to a shorter length, you want to keep the baffles at the rear of the suppressor and remove them from the front. In this example, we're going to change it over to a 6-inch configuration. So go ahead and get the correct number of baffles, put on the front cap, and set it face down while you insert your rods. Once again, rod insertion is pretty easy, but make sure not to damage them. When the rods are in, put the rear cap of the suppressor back on. You'll then put your threaded rods in and torque them down fairly snug. You want about 45 foot-pounds of torque on there, so it is fairly tight. Once you've got those tightened up, and make sure they are tight, the suppressor is ready to be remounted and reused. The Salvo 12 ships in the 12-inch configuration, but we do sell rod kits if you want to shorten it down to 6, 8, or 10 inches. Generally, the choke mount is an improved cylinder, but we also have a kit that includes improved, modified, and full chokes. If you're looking for just a modified or full choke, we can certainly accommodate that as well. There are mounting solutions for KSGs, Segas, and Vepers. If you want more information on those, please do get in touch with us directly. If you have any questions about the Salvo 12 or its accessories, do feel free to contact us or stop on by.